Alright everybody, this is the ADA 60P tank that we're going to be aquascaping. I just finished a video on the acid washing of the series stone that we're going to put in here. So I'll link that in the cards. Watch that one as well. It's got some good information. It's my first time of doing any kind of acid washing of stone, and I had some interesting results that weren't exactly expected from that dipping of the acid wash. But anyway, this is the 60P that we're going to be doing. It's kind of a limited spot. I've got so many tanks around here, I had to actually build the stand in order to be able to put this tank here. I'll try and step back a little bit so you can see this stand is right kind of behind the door. And so we're going to be aquascaping this, and I think I'm going to enter it in the there's a contest, an international contest. I just want to see, I know I'm not going to be anywhere in the top, but I just want to participate and start improve my skills, because I have years of bonsai and landscape architecture and things like that I've done, and over the years I've been trying to learn about aquarium plants, and you know, kind of putting that knowledge to use with the aquarium. So we'll see how that goes. And my son Michael, he's 11 now. You've seen him on some of the videos. He wants to also do his own scape and enter it as well. So we're going to do kind of a father-son aquascape entry into that contest, and just for fun, just see where we come with it. So more on this later, but this is the tank and the location. It's kind of move over here. This is the rack that's kind of by the stairs to the basement here where my fish room is, and I've got three 20 longs here. So this is right next to it. So yeah, there we go, and we'll have more on this later. There's going to be quite a number of videos as we prepare for this aquascape. It'll include, we finished the little squeakers. Yeah, that's how he got his name, is he talks a lot. Squeakers. I know. How are you? You want my attention? Yeah, figures. Okay, well hold on, let me finish this. So anyway, so there's going to be other videos that we'll have to do with this aquascape. So we've already done the hardscape acid wash. Then we're going to do some wood, picking the wood to go with this, as well as the filtration that we're going to put in here. The lighting is a Chihiros. I believe that's how you pronounce it. RGB A plus is, I believe, what it is. I really like the spectrum and the brightness that it puts out, so looking forward to that. And then also the sand and the plants that we'll put in here. So we'll have kind of this broken up. I'll try and roll it all up into a kind of a playlist on YouTube, so you can kind of see all of it that comes together, and as well as the finished product. So thank you, appreciate you watching, and please like and subscribe. We're a new channel, and we're trying to grow. Much appreciated. Alright, so have a good day, and stay tuned. Thanks. Don't know if you can read that very well, but just added some Bacter 100 to the bottom of the tank. Okay, so tonight we're going to start aquascaping this ADA 60P that I've been talking about in the previous video, which I'll link up here if I can figure out how to link videos. We acid washed the series stone for this tank. And so we're going to use some of that tonight to do the hardscape, and then I'll have to figure out what kind of plants, and that'll be another video when we do add the plants and then eventually the fish. But I figure we'll cover this first. Really getting antsy to get started. A little impatient. I haven't got the CO2 figured out yet, so we'll need to do that eventually before we add the plants. But I wanted to get started on this. Not to mention, my wife was saying that the hardscape and other supplies for this was getting in the way, so I need to use them and get them out of the way, get them in the tank. So here we go. So right now we just added the Bacter 100 to the bottom of the tank, and then I'm going to go ahead and add the lava rock and the active sand to the bottom. Okay, we're going to add some ADA tourmaline. Doesn't take very much, according to the instructions. And then we're going to add a little bit of clear super. Alright, I'm sorry about the shot, guys. This is kind of tight. This is behind the door, kind of, so I'm backed up against the door to the mother-in-law apartment, and the lighting's not great. My auxiliary light battery just died, so it's on the charger. So I'm looking like a silhouette here, but at least you can see the tank. And next we'll be adding some of the ADA Nature Aquarium Power Sand Basic S, which is the small stuff, and that'll build up the substrate, and then I'll be adding the Siri stone. Okay. Ooh, I barely have enough.
You're ruining this.
I barely have enough room. Hopefully I can get the rocks that I chose in there. That's gonna be.
I think you need a rat.
It's gonna be close.
I think you need a rat's help to get the rocks in there.
You think so?
No, a fish would be better. Yeah, I think a fish.
I don't think I mixed up enough of this lava rock.
This lava rock's cool. You can make a lava island, underwater lava island. It's a good idea.
So we're gonna go mix some more.
Oh, so it's less work.
Yes. Just barely fits. Barely fits. It's just killing you, isn't it, Michael? That you're over there quiet.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, this is how you say you're excited in silence.
In silence. I'm screaming inside. Can you grab me the little spade thing for spreading around the soil?
Spades.
Yeah. That one, yep.
I can't scream inside. No, literally. Man, I hate that. I hate the screechy noise.
I know.
It gives me chills on my spine. And it hurts.
Well, also with this nice tank and the lava rock, every time it rakes against the glass, I kind of cringe because I'm like, I don't want to scratch the tank.
This tank cost $1,000. I don't want to scratch it.
All right. Want to hand me the cutters over there? Oh no, the scissors. Grab the scissors over there on the table.
Good at like that. Here you go, sir. And this is called bee sand. I think. Yes, it's.
This is Power Sand Basic. I've never used it. I've heard good things about it. So we're going to try it.
They sometimes hide their dark secrets about it. Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
You know what the tape looks like now?
What?
It looks like a lava island mixed with a tree pebble.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Dad. How dare you?
I know. All right. So now I got to figure out how to get that hardscape in here.
I thought we were going to put other over.
Yeah, once I put the rocks. Okay, so Michael has a good question. He's like, I thought you were going to put the other soil on there. But this is the underlayment, I'll call it, the for everything. And then you place your rocks on here, and then you put the topsoil on there. That way you're not wasting the topsoil and putting it where, yeah, because that's really just a finishing touch, and then also a layer for the plants to get nice roots into and stuff.
Aquascape in a while, so.
Yeah, so we'll add that last. But that's a good question. There might be others that have that same question. So
There it is.
yeah, there it is. It's out there. Now let's see if this.
Ow! Ooh, no! No! Dad!
Oh, look at that! Look at that! Just barely, just barely.
Limbo.
Okay.
Limbo.
Yeah.
But you. Oh, that looks good.
Yeah. Hopefully it looks as good in here as it did in my head, right? I don't know.
Yeah. You never know.
You never know.
Hey, wow, that looks so nice. But when you aquascape it,
The mind is a scary thing.
yeah, horrible nightmares. He did. And there's like food. That's really all they think about. Trying to aquascape here. Well, he is.
I don't know. What do you think, Michael? Is that too much of an edge? Should I turn it?
Dead good.
That doesn't quite work.
Well, you're gonna have to make it work. Oh my! Wow. Okay, that's better.
Like that better?
Yeah. Maybe they can cover the fish can cover the edge.
Yeah, because one of the things we want to think about is when we go to clean this, we want room back here to scrape the edge of the walls. If we stack this all up against it, we're not going to be able to get it.
The yucky algae.
Yeah, and then it'll look terrible.
But you do not want blackbeard algae. That looks really good, Dad. It does. Probably because you add.
Do we need to?
If you
Is
guys,
it too straight up and down? Is it? Do we need to kind of lean it this way?
No. Yeah.
But then this
That's
rock doesn't
perfect.
quite fit.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you haven't checked out the acid washing video, you should go check it out. This is Dad acid washed these rocks. So just check that video out.
Yeah, and please like and subscribe and ask any questions in the comments. We'll try and get to them. Whoa, this thing is not focusing.
Jeez.
There we go. All right, that's much better.
It's red.
Yeah, that tells me that the manual focus, that's in focus.
Oh,
Yeah.
it looks like it's actually.
Okay, so there we go. That's the left side. Now we wanted to do. I was thinking this was going to be kind of a 2-island,
Oh yeah, 2 islands.
and then this is kind of the taller one, and then there will be a shorter one over on the other side with some little pieces in between. So let's grab the other
Skin
one.
Island.
Okay, let's grab the other pieces.
Okay, so what should we name this aquascape? Since there's 2 islands.
I'm gonna try not to drop this and then break the.
That would be horrible.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna name this island. I mean this aquascape. So, what's your ideas? Maybe
Collage. Hodgepodge.
hodgepodge. Hodgepodge collage. Well, since there's 2 islands, you gotta name it like the 2 islands. Like the one's small and the other one's big. Or, I guess Elephant Island? I don't know, Elephant Island? I think Elephant Island. Do you agree with it?
I don't know.
It's Elephant Island.
I don't know. How's that look with the kind of random?
Spontaneous. It's spontaneous.
Is that what it is?
It's spontaneous. Random.
I'm not liking that total straight edge right there.
Yeah.
We'll have to see what we can do with some other rocks in there.
3B Aquatics approval for your aquascape. See? This is totally official. There's nothing fake about it.
Totally official. I also wanted a little bit more slope in the soil.
Yeah, you need some slope.
So it's kind of flat.
Like, no one would want a flat, like, it's too even. You need something like, you know, but that does look good though. Like, I gotta give it to you. Since, you know, that paper, official paper.
The official paper makes it official.
It is. You are a part of the 3B family now.
Kind of trying to make a triangle over here.
And a circle over there.
And then another something over here. Another something.
Another something. Another something.
Another something.
Maybe a circle? Or I have no idea.
I'm going to move this kind of forward. I'm going to put more.
Ow.
I know. I'm going to put more sand in. Okay, grab some more of that lava rock that we were washing. I think it's in the back. See if you can you rinse it.
Yeah, sure. I'm old enough.
Don't get any down the drain. See if I can get out of the way here. So there's what we have so far. Gonna obviously move these two front ones around, and then these are gonna go back, and then we'll see what else we can fit in there, because I want kind of a triangle over here and then a small pile over there. I thought about adding some wood, but I'm not sure if that would really go with this rock. We might try it just to see. I do things mostly by trial and error. I kind of have a general idea, and then I just play with it until it looks good, or at least I think it looks good. So we'll see. Michael's helping me out by washing some of the lava rock stuff that we put underneath here. So once he gets that washed, we'll build it up in the back a little bit more, and then I'll set the stones again. Be right back. All right, so this is what I came up with so far. I like it. I think I need some smaller rocks for scale, and I don't have any. I just have the bigger ones, so I'm gonna have to order those. The small ones that I do have are more black series stone, and they don't really go with this gray stone. So we're gonna have to order it, but this gives you kind of an idea. I think it adheres to kind of the rules of, you know, I kind of have a somewhat of a triangle in there, with the tall one being the peak. So, and then if we had something over here, I'm not sure, maybe a small rock, or maybe I'll just leave it open and do a ground cover over there. But I definitely need some smaller rocks for scale. And then I might You can't really see it from the angle where the camera's at, but right here might do some sand, white sand or something that comes down like a little river or something between the rocks. I think that'd look pretty cool maybe. So we'll see. I'll go ahead and put the Amazonia 2 topsoil on here. Then we'll see where we go. Next steps. Let me know what you think. All right, so I did a slight adjustment to the far right rock. I felt that it had a little bit too much uniformity of a gap in between the 3 rocks, so I scooched it a little bit closer to the one larger rock there, and I think it looks much better. The angle of the camera doesn't show it, but there's actually it's about half as much, or a little bit less than half as much of a gap between that second and third rock as there is in between the first and the second rock. I unfortunately can't move the camera over because it's basically right next to my other fish tank rack, so you can't really see it, but I guess you can kind of see it. Anyway, so this is the final setting I think I'm going to do. I'll get some of those, like I mentioned earlier, some of the smaller rocks, so I can add in here to give it a little bit of scale. So I'm going to go ahead and add the Amazonia 2 and put that final layer on there, and then we'll call it a night because it's late. So anyway, let me know what you think when you see this video. I'm going to be doing little bits and pieces of this over probably the next couple weeks, and got to order some plants. I've got some that I've got slated for this tank that I've got in one of my other tanks that I acclimate them to. I quarantine all my plants before I put them in my tanks, and it also helps them, the survival rate, because for some reason with my water, if I just stick them in there, I get a lot of melt and dieback. But if I stick them in a tank with high light and high CO2 initially, they seem to do a lot better. So that's kind of my process. But this is what we have so far. Thanks for watching. And again, this is 3B Aquatics. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It does help out a lot. And if you have any comments, that also helps. I will do my best to respond to them and get your questions answered if you have any. Thanks. All right, so there's the Amazonia 2, and that's the normal type, so it's a little bit bigger. And then on top of this, we're going to put the powder type to give it a little bit finer grain on top, and so that some of those ground cover plants can get good roots in there. get out of the way here so you can kind of see the progress so far. I like it. I might have to add some, I don't know, baffles, I guess you might call it, out in these front parts to keep the soil from migrating towards the front. You can use either slivers of other rock, or I've used some of the chunks of, it's kind of a composite material that they used for wedges around doors and windows, and they don't rot or anything, and I just break those up and then shove them into the soil, and that seems to work pretty good without going to the expense of buying, you know, quote unquote, you know, aquascaping parts. So anyway, so far so good. So there you have it. At least at this point. Again, we got to add some smaller rocks around for scale, and then I'll have to add some kind of a baffle or whatever to keep some of that soil from coming down towards the front, because I do have it stacked pretty high in the back. So hopefully that gives you kind of a sense of depth, or maybe I did it a little bit too much. I don't know. We'll see how it looks with the plants in there, I suppose. Alright, so here we have the final hardscape, and we're going to go ahead and move forward with putting water in it, and then we'll be adding the plants. But this is what we ended up with. I'm not totally 100% happy with it, just because I had a shortage of the rock that would match this, but you know, you gotta make do, and I'll probably tweak it as you go along, because really, if you keep any kind of aquascape and tank for any length of time, you're going to be tweaking it as you go. It's not like a lot of the YouTubes that, you know, you aquascape it, it's up for 3 or 4 or 6 months, whatever, and then they tear it down and do it again. I have a tendency to leave it up for quite a long time, and just kind of tweak it as I go along until I like it. I guess maybe that's the way I am, just because of my history with plants and bonsai and things like that. There's nothing that's totally done ever. You're just constantly enjoying it and tweaking it as you go along, and kind of adjusting to whatever comes your way. So no harm, no foul, right? I mean, this is reality. You set up a tank. All of us do not have the space or the time to be rescaping and having all kinds of new stuff, and I mean, you know, every 6 or 8 months for a tank. That's just not reality for most of us. You know, this is how we deal with it. We're keeping it real on 3B Aquatics, and you know, Usually if I tear a tank down, it's because I've been fighting something for a while, either algae or some kind of characteristic of the tank that just isn't working right, and I'll tear it down and redo it. Or if it's been up for a very long time, I'll go ahead and tear it down just because I want something new. But I'll try and reuse some of my other components, hardscape, plants, whatever, to remake a new scape. Just limited space, limited funds. Let's face it, plants are expensive, hardscape, rocks. I mean, come on, they're rocks. But to get some cool looking rocks, depending on what you're trying to do, are expensive. I mean, the hobbyists, I guess, is what we are. We don't have any kind of other income. I don't really want to get there because I don't want it to ruin the fun part of it, right? Michael and I and Kian, we just really enjoy the plants, the fish, the whole journey, and we don't want to take away from that. We want to show you, as the viewer, what we do to keep it real. I mean, you can have fun with this without even. I'm showing you a 60p that I'm thinking, this is all in for me and for us, is given our situation and stuff. And so this is very high end and it's special. But it could be a 20-gallon tank, a 10-gallon tank. It doesn't matter. You can throw some rocks in there, give some flow. It's all about what you enjoy and providing for the fish an environment that they thrive in. And for us at 3B Aquatics, if we're providing what they want, they're going to breed, right? They're happy, they're going to breed. And that's what we want. And then we just kind of expand our knowledge and our experience. We have all kinds of experiments. Some of them are successful, some of them are dismal failures, but we celebrate both, right? I mean, everything is a learning experience. And if you stop learning, if you stop enjoying, then why are we doing this? Right? You can watch our videos and get some, clue or some tip or whatever, and that's great. We really like it when the viewers get that. But if you're watching it just to watch it and you don't get anything from it, let us know. Constructive criticism, because we have years and years and years of experience with tanks in various levels. And we're new to some aspects of it, but we're always stretching out. We're always trying to learn. And we'd love to share that knowledge with you. But we don't want to guess. We have limited time ourselves. This is not our job. I have a day job. I'm a single income family with, 2 kids. It's real. This is real. And, but we want to learn. We want to document the growth of our experience. We want to share it. We don't want to candy coat it. We'd lose fish. Fish die. They don't like our water. They don't like our environment, whatever. We hate that. But we try and learn from it. And if we can, we adjust what we're doing to keep those fish if we really love those fish. Otherwise, we don't keep trying and keep failing and killing fish or plants or whatever, and that's just reality. There's, with our water, we just may not be able to provide what they need. Here we're getting ready to do some of our planting. We'd like to use, for a new tank setup, we like to use some of the tissue cultures. It adds a little bit of cleanliness, I guess, and you don't introduce algae out of the get-go or snails or something. But we have a lot of plants that we're working on trying to grow immersed or grow ourselves so that we can just kind of harvest from that. There's risks and there's benefits from both. They're already used to our water and stuff. A lot of people have had issues with, and ourselves, with tissue cultures and just melting right out the get-go. Never really taken off, but we've learned a few things. And if you're interested in what we've learned there, please comment, let us know. It'll help us to deliver some content that's useful to you, and so we're not just rambling. Our sound obviously didn't come through, so we're doing a voiceover after the fact in post-processing, but that takes time, but otherwise it doesn't really make a lot of sense. This video has been fraught with challenges and failures, technical failures that we've had to overcome. It almost didn't make it to production, but it's like we really enjoyed this process, and I think there's a lot of things that people can, viewers can enjoy and learn from. So I didn't want to just not post it. So I went ahead and took the time. It's way late. I mean, this tank has already been up and running for probably a year now. But I finally took the time to go ahead and put it together. There's a lot of dead space in this video. Feel free to fast forward it. But if you have any questions, go ahead and post them up, and comment if you want to see more of this kind of content. We set up tanks all the time. We clean up tanks a lot of times. We have a lot of the reboot series where we've had tanks that are up and been up for several years, and we just go through and really clean them up and maybe tweak them, rescape them, whatever. But it's all in place. We're not spending a whole bunch of extra money. It's just time. And sometimes time is the most premium thing that we have. And, that's just real. That's reality. We're not doing this, as a day job. I have other work. And this is just something that I enjoy, that clears my head, helps me to just kind of enjoy the day-to-day with all the other struggles going on. So I hope you find some value in it. We're planting some of the baby tears, the Cuba baby tears here as ground cover. We'll move on to some Alternanthera Reneki mini, some Nansingen rotala. That's the fuzzy stuff we'll get to. Another plant that we put in here that it's a funny thing, I have never had success with it, and I just keep trying because I really like it, and that's the Pogostemon. What is that one? Well, I'll think of it and post it up. You notice I have my plants all laid out in little clumps, just kind of a tip. That does help. And then when you insert them into the soil, and they can spread out from there or whatever. If you try and just go directly from the tissue culture and the gel and everything, it's just a nightmare. So do yourself a favor, get a tray, tear up your tissue culture roots into little clumps, rinse off the gel, and then put them out on a tray. It just really helps things go a lot quicker. And I probably have a little bit too much water in the tank. Typically what we found is that if the water's kind of right up to the soil, it makes the soil wet without completely covering the soil, it's actually a little bit easier to plant. Realistically, having it this deep, you might as well have it all the way full, with the exception of just getting your hand in there. But it works. So I'll leave the rest of this just for you to watch. I'll probably speed it up. I don't want to bore everybody. But the process of planting is enjoyable to me. The planning is the part that I'm still working on. You have to know how big your plant's going to get, how much light it needs, things like that, so that you can place it properly. The last thing you want to do, and I've done this myself several times, is to fall in love with certain types of plants as you've seen them on some YouTube video or on a picture of them thriving, and you go and put them in soil that they don't like, or you put them in shade and they're a plant that really likes a lot of light, or you put them next to another plant that has contrasting colors that just makes it look terrible, you know. So we're still learning that kind of thing, and I think that's just trial and error for the individual. I don't think you can sit here and watch a bunch of videos and just get it. I think that it helps, but it's a learning curve, and you need to enjoy it, you know. Enjoy the process. If you're just watching videos and expecting to be perfect right out of the gate, you're missing a lot. And for us, it's about the journey, the story of how we do it, you know, what's real. We have a lot of frustrations. I mean, looking at this video, I'm where the tank is, I can't get out of the way, you know, and I can't have proper lighting to record it. You know, one of our best aquascapes that we have, you know, and so I didn't want to just throw it away. And you, the viewer, may find it interesting, even with my big head in the way, or my silhouette, or the sound being terrible, or the angle not quite being right. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with the hardscape and this initial planting of this tank. Of course, the plants will need to grow in and spread, and we'll do an update to this tank. It's, like I said, it's been up a year. Just need to record and edit some of the footage. I did capture some of it along the way with some of the struggles with the algae growth and the initial growth of the plants and things like that. So I'll see if I can put all that together and maybe do a part 2 or an update to this video. But that's it for now. I won't ramble on anymore. I think I've done enough of that. So again, this is 3B Aquatics, always keeping it real, just for you.